every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside. We gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents, but it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day. This year I'll think about how I'm so lucky to have a place that I can come home to. Yes, I am on my way.
Well, wasn't expecting to be back so soon. I said we'll be back for a Chelsea show, but when news like this comes out, you sort of have to go live. Michael Carrick has decided or been sacked, one of the two, by Manchester United and Ralph Rangnick. There has been a statement. I'll read the statement out before I give my view, and then I'll put a link in the chat for anyone to come on and have their say. Michael Carrick has decided to step down as first-team coach and leave the club following the conclusion of his spell as caretaker manager. John Myrtle, football director, says Michael leaves with the sincerest thanks and best wishes at everyone at Manchester United after 15 years of exceptional service to a club as a player and a coach. While we are sad to see him go, we respect and understand Michael's decision. He will always be known as one of the finest midfielders in the history of Manchester United, and more recently as of an excellent coach who has worked tirelessly under two managers to help develop the strong squad which Ralph will now take charge of. We are grateful for the steady leadership Michael has shown throughout this period of managerial transition, and while he is now stepping away from day-to-day involvement, he will always be welcome back as a legend of the club. Michael Carrick said, "My time at this great club will always rank as the best years of my career. When I first signed over 15 years ago, I never in my wildest dreams could have imagined winning so many trophies, and I will certainly never forget the fantastic memories both as a player and as a member of the coaching team. However, after a lot of thought and deliberation, I've decided that now is the right time for me to leave the club. I want to place on record my thanks to all of the players. A special mention goes to the backroom staff working long hours with such a great group of people. It has been a real pleasure, and I have made some long-lasting friendships. I am and will always be a Manchester United fan and will come to as many matches as possible. I'd like to wish Ralph and the staff and the players and the fans all the best for the future. I look forward to being in the stands and supporting the boys as a fan." And then it just goes on to say more about his career. Aidan says where he left. Liam says Niall is back again. Who left Man U? Michael Carrick, their manager, or interim manager, first team coach. Why are people surprised by this? Ralph Rangnick is taking over this week. Yeah, but it was always thought that he would stay. I think he just took what Scholes said personally. By the way, you made that thumbnail very quickly. I did, but you have to be quick. It's not my finest thumbnail either. Niall is elite at making thumbnails. I mean, you should know this by now. But look, enough of that. But Michael Carrick has left. Michael Carrick has left Manchester United. And I'm going to put the link in the chat now. There we go. If United fans, ideally, will come on and share their news. But I'll give my view on it. Michael Carrick should not have been, he shouldn't stay, and neither should McKenna or Phelan, might I also add. Right? The thing is, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said way back when it first started, he does not coach the team. He was the manager of the team. He did not coach them. So, therefore, the coaching at Manchester United, and we've seen this, the coaching has been shocking. The coaching has been abysmal, right? It has been abysmal at Manchester United. He shouldn't have stayed. He shouldn't even have this job as caretaker manager. I will say that now. He shouldn't even be caretaker manager. He should have been chucked out the door with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. McKenna should also be chucked out the door with him as well. The news that Michael Carrick has left is not really surprising. And clearly this was known way before, because the fact that they've managed to do a turnover so quickly is why. Josh is still like, basically, he's a coach at Old Trafford. Wolf is loving it. Dylan Sue, depressed Mystic Wolf. I'll remember him as a player. He was decent as a player. He was decent as a player, but as a coach, a lot remains to be seen for me. We have actually got Herbert. Herbert was he came on a lot during the summer, but Herbert, you're live with us. What's your thoughts that Michael Carrick has left Manchester United right now?
Yeah, actually, I wanted him gone. Before Carrick, I wanted Phelan, McKenna. Them two have to go first. I don't think them to contribute anything to the cause any capacity. But again,
Yeah,
it was getting a bit how should I say, like negative with me and Carrick,
yeah.
because I do like Michael a lot, like especially since his playing days was very underrated player. But since Mourinho, then Oli, then now on his interim, it was getting frustrating. But I think he has done the right thing, not just being an assistant or stepping down, but completely leaving the club. And he said that he wants to go and have a time with family and everything. So I hope he gets some, like a League Two job or something like that soon, because he does seem to have that. Because you can't be dropping Bruno and Ronaldo in consecutive games and not being, having something about you. I mean, Ronaldo has been
You,
dropped from the first
you
11
can.
only 4 times in 9 seasons, and
Yeah,
one of them is Michael Carrick. So
well, you can. You can easily drop them. You're not manager after 3 games. Easy.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I don't.
yeah,
I don't need to worry about other players feeling. I could drop Cristiano Ronaldo tomorrow if I'm caretaker manager for 3 days. Like, or
yeah.
for three
You don't
games.
have
I
to
could
come back
easily.
and see him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Exactly.
true.
No, exactly. That's the thing. I don't have to do the shit show if I drop Cristiano Ronaldo tomorrow. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
like, so you can, you absolutely can, and I think ultimately he's been a part of the problem at Old Trafford. He's been a problem at Manchester United. So says, glad to see them gone. We need modern coaches with real tactical acumen. Well, absolutely, and I completely agree with you. And that's what Ralph will bring. I think Ralph is going to bring his own style. He's going to bring his own players in, his own coaches in. So the fact that Michael Carrick has left Manchester United, I'm surprised by this. I am surprised. I never thought he would leave. Wolf says, I'll remember him as a player. He was decent as a player. It's always about that player bit. People trying to tell me Carrick has changed our identity. We are part of the problem. Thanks for Carrick for 3 decent results, but we played the exact same shit defensive tactics and McFred. Ultimately, he did. Ultimately, it was that defensive football, and not good enough. Not good enough. And the likes of Donny, again, you played him for 1 game. He didn't even get a look in. Greenwood didn't feature in any of Michael Carrick's games. I don't know what's going on there. The fact that Lingard and Martial are getting in over Greenwood, I don't know. The less said about that, the better by me, I think. But no, the thing is, Michael Carrick got a little bit out of this team that Ollie didn't. But ultimately, he just got lucky. Right? Villarreal weren't as good as I thought they would be. I thought United were better than them. Chelsea got bloody lucky by Chelsea not being able to hit a barn door. Right? Chelsea couldn't score in a bottle. Chelsea couldn't score crack cocaine in a crack house. Right? That's how bad Chelsea were. So let's not kid ourselves, guys. If Chelsea just put one of those chances, a Rudiger chance, that's not a point. So that's what, 3 points in the Premier League. If you don't get a penalty, cool. Yeah, it's all ifs and buts and maybes. But I didn't see any difference at United. I didn't see a completely different United. I just heard Amazon Prime saying how Carrick didn't maybe back what Ollie done. Well, he did, because he's played exactly the same football. He's played the same way. He's done the same thing. There's no difference. It's been the same. Like, there's been no difference at Old Trafford. It's just been the same type of football. Frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating football. And Michael Carrick has to take blame for that, as does McKenna. McKenna needs to take, the blame as well, because he's not blameless. There's going to be a lot of changes. There's going to be, no matter how you look at it, there are going to be changes at Manchester United. There's going to be Ralph Ragnick's coming in. He's bringing in his assistant manager. He's bringing in his video analysis. So there's going to be real change at Old Trafford. Joshy says, "Hey, can you do a 4-second stream on day?" Don't know what we'll do a 4-second stream on, but maybe. Wait, so he is assistant or is fully left? He's fully left Manchester United Football Club. Liked him, sound mad. Time moves on, I guess. It was never going to stay the same. And that's he's part of the problem. It's nostalgia with Carrick. It's nostalgia. I love Michael Carrick because of nostalgia. It's not because he was any good. He wanted a good coach. Let's put it out there. He wanted a good coach. So the fact that Michael Carrick has left, I'm not really surprised. If you are new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Link is in the chat if you want to come on and have your say. Let's get some United fans in. If not, get your comments in. I would love to interact with you throughout this. I don't know how long the stream's going to be, but yeah, that would be interesting. But Aaron, what do you make of it? Michael Carrick's decided to leave Manchester United after his 3-game internship as United manager and after 3 years as first-team coach. Are you surprised by this? Because he said yesterday that he's had no communication, or he's saying this pre-match interview, he's had no communication with Ralph. Ralph hasn't called Michael Carrick at all. He's probably looked at Carrick's football. He's probably looked at what Ollie did and then what Michael Carrick's gone and gone, no. But what do you make of it? Are you surprised by this move?
Not really. I expected this to happen. I think that I think all of us should be expecting that to happen. You know, no matter how good Carrick was been, you know, Carrick's got his 100% winning record in his internship. But let's be perfectly honest here. It was only going to be 3 games, and I was expecting Carrick to exit the door no sooner after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So I knew if Ollie was going to go, I knew Carrick wasn't going to be too far behind, and they just needed Carrick to manage those 3 games while they sorted out Ralph's situation, got the work permit. It's sort of for Saturday's game against Palace. Carrick had to go as well. And I think that it's all about now ripping it from the inside and trying to get new stuff going on the inside of the coaching staff. And if Ralph brings his own coaches in, then it's a completely new system. So I expect Carrick to go.
We know that Ralph is bringing in he's bringing in an assistant manager and he's bringing in a video analyst, which are the 2 most important positions to Ralph Rangnick, obviously. He's very much, he was one of in fact, he was the first manager that brought him video analysis. So it's clearly a position that he finds very important. But ultimately, it has meant that Michael Carrick may be surplus to requirements. But are these the only changes that we'll see at Old Trafford? Because for me, McKenna, he needs to go. McKenna cannot stay. Mike Phelan has to go, surely. How can Mike Phelan
gone by now? He's gone.
How can Mike Phelan do this? But Ravi says, "Yo, was this coming for a long time?" I was sort of taken a bit aback by this. I wasn't necessarily expecting it to happen. If I'm honest, Wolf, you boys need to do better and not be sentiment FC. Throw me in the bin, Ravi. Well, hold on, Wolf. Wolf hasn't been sentiment. Hold on, why is Wolf going into a bin? Wolf's been one of the people who's been calling out these coaches. I'm confused by that. But the thing at Old Trafford and the thing at Manchester United is a strange one. There's clearly this whole vision, this identity that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was bringing in. That has all been ripped up. So
yeah.
How do we take this? Because the sentiment, Joshy puts a question mark. I'm confused. Yay.
The Glazers have no sentiment shit. The Glazers don't care about Manchester United.
Oh yeah, Joshy, you should be happy about this. Yes, he's sort of a United fan, so he should be. Yes, you should be happy by this. No, Wolf, you boys need a fresh start. Yeah, they do. But the thing at United, there is so much changes. And there's going to be a lot of changes. I think there'll be changes in the backroom staff, but I also think there'll be changes on the playing staff. I think, Phil Jones, what's he still doing at Manchester United? Jesse Lingard, Matic. They need to go. I mean,
they need first team football, not for themselves, not just for the money that Manuel get from those transfers over time, but need first team football or examples for themselves.
No, I don't give a shit about them. If I'm thinking about United, yeah, get them off the wage packet. What is the bloody point? What is the bloody point? There's no point having them there. You're not going to use them. Get them off. Jesse Lingard should have gone in the summer. You could have got 25 million for him. Right?
I think when Jose Mourinho went to Roma, I think Matic should have gone with him.
Yeah, so I think you should have got rid of Lingard then, because to be frankly honest, he should have. Like, you should have just taken the 25. You should have taken the 25, 30, whatever you could get for him, and just get him gone, because you're not going to get more for him when he's out of contract. He had a year left, for goodness sake. A year. You're not in the driving position with a year. That's why you're struggling with Pogba. So he should have gone. Phil Jones should never be at United. Terminate his contract. Let him go. Just let him go. He's got money. But
Mata needs first team football elsewhere.
Mata shouldn't have even been given a new contract. Mata was out of contract in the summer. Last summer.
It's because he does good stuff off the field.
He was out of contract in the summer. He should have gone. Kenny says, I respect Carrick for this. Get on here and explain yourself. But Herbert, I want to go to you. This whole Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's bringing his project, he's bringing the style, the identity back to Old Trafford. Was all of that just bullshit?
Who, Oli?
Yeah. So he was bringing in that identity. He was bringing in that sort of project, that system into Old Trafford, and he didn't. It's just been ripped up within about 5 seconds of him leaving by Ralph Rangnick already.
Yeah. I don't know about that. What project was he bringing? Like, he don't have any kind of coaching experience. He got last time, imagine the Prem, he got relegated with Cardiff. So we don't want that. We didn't want that kind of project. And as you said, it was nostalgia. I'm just glad it's over, because there was no reference point for as a United fan to get connected with this club. Now we have, like, we can like confidently say that if you have Tuchel, Klopp, or Pep, we have Ralph Rangnick. Like, this is the guy. I mean, you can watch his explaining his tactics in that Coach's Voice YouTube channel. Like, he said that, like, lots of times he said that we found out. It's not like he has it's not been experienced by someone else. He's the one who's creating it, right? So we have that someone who can actually coach from the foundation levels of. So even if like a Scott McTominay or a Fred, if he can program him into doing what the system wants, because like in the modern football, like, system is more important than the players. So I hope that we have some kind of style of play by the end of the season. It's going to be difficult because we are 14 games in, and we are around 10 points off top 4. So it's not going to be instant, but at least some signs would be good.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I respect Carrick first. I respect Carrick for leaving. Kenny, the link is in the chat. Get your backside on it. I want to know what Kenny's thinking, to be completely honest, because I don't get it. Why are you respecting Michael Carrick? Like, you should, because we were never going to sack him. Why not? It's a problem with United. It's all nostalgia. So Kenny, get your backside on it.
See, the thing is,
Carrick will probably get another job at another club. Doncaster Rovers soon. Well, look, League One, why not? No, I'm about to go in the shower. Well, I want you to explain why you fucking respect Michael Carrick. It makes no sense. I think it was a good decision for him to go. Yeah, of course it was a good decision, because at the end of the day, he's not any good. He's not good enough for Manchester United. But the question is, was he ever going to fit in to Lingard needs to leave that shithole? Lanzi, you should have taken Lingard in the summer. He's not good enough for Manchester United. It's as simple as that.
Lingard fitted the West Ham system.
No, the Glazers weren't going to sack him at all. The reports coming out saying we weren't going to sack anyone. Well, that's the problem with Manchester United. Not just Man U, Manchester in general. Yeah, he's left because he knows he isn't good enough, so I respect him for that. Or he's left because he was pissed off that he didn't get the manager's job, which,
exactly.
From what I've read and from what I've understood, it is slowly getting to that stage. So, yeah, it's one of them. But it's not going to be a long stream. We're not going to drag this out because, to be frank, I've got the United show, but I wanted to come on and sort of berate Carrick, really, because If it is because he thinks he should have got the United job, his ego needs a fucking smashing. I'll happily do that for free.
If he comes to Doncaster Rovers, I'd be very interested to see how he deals with the media every week.
Noel says, Kenny says, no, you really believe that?
It could be
Really
another
believe what?
PR spin. Either way, it could be a PR spin.
He's not gone because he thinks he should have got a job. No, yeah. I think that's why he's probably left. Because he's egotistical. Because he automatically is a lot of United former players think should get the job card, played for the club or played for the club. It's a fucking joke. He's not going to fit in with Ralph. Well, no, you could see, judging from the last 3 games, he's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but English. Congratulations. You got the English Ollie. Right. Michael Carrick, I would severely shit myself if any club takes him on as manager. I'll be like, brilliant. I'll be like, brilliant. So we'll just sit everyone in defence and do nothing. But do you think this might be because he respects Ollie enough to leave with Ollie, or what do we take from this?
Like I said, I was probably expecting Carrick to leave not too soon after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Mike Phelan left when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer left. That report came out very early on. I saw a report saying Mike Phelan had left as well. I was considering leaving as well.
Phelan's still there. He was there tonight.
Well, then he needs to go as well as McKenna. But the thing is, though, again, I'll drag this back, though, to flip it on the other hand, from the Glazers' point of view. All that BS about building the foundation, all these foundations and building on that, which would have been the right thing to do and take it up a level, has just been completely wiped out by getting rid of every single person that helped build those foundations.
But isn't that what? So I'm going to play devil's advocate here. The Glazers, I'm not saying the Glazers are perfect. I'm not saying the Glazers are good anyway. But when you back Ollie, and rightly so, probably after finishing second, no, you could argue he should have won the Europa League, and that was a telltale sign.
When he signed all those players in the summer, it was
well, exactly. But the thing is, you've backed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and you should be backing Ollie, right? You, as I say, finish second, whatever reasons. I think it's fair to give him that chance. Give him that defender. Give him Sancho. I don't think you should have got Ronaldo. I think a DM would have been more suitable, but you got Ronaldo. So you've backed him, on the pitch. Ultimately, I look at that and I'm like, okay. So you've backed your manager. That's fine. They've then seen that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer this season has not been anywhere near good enough. United are way down in the league table. They should have. Everyone thought the United would be making that step up, maybe push for a title challenge. Then way off the mark of that. They were knocked out of the third round of Carabao Cup by West Ham. It's been a dismal 4 or 5 months of the start of the season under Ollie. The Glazers have seen that. They've acted. They've sacked Ollie. Some will say too late. I think most people will say too late. He should have probably gone after the Liverpool game, after the City game. Ultimately, it was the Watford game that ended him. I think if you sack him before the international break, gives you an entire international break to get Ragnick in, you probably beat Watford then. Then you're still on this high, and Ragnick is coming up to Chelsea and that with a few things. So you've got that, but they've acted on it. They've sacked Ollie in the end. They've also then looked at the managers that they want. They could have easily gone and got a Valverde, who keeps the entire team, by the way, and all of that. But he didn't. They've decided to go and get someone like Ralph Ragnick, who is a completely different kettle of fish to any manager they've had. Right? Jose was a good manager, yes. Was he an innovator? No, Jose wasn't an innovator. He was pragmatic, but it was effective if you back him, like Chelsea did. So you've got that. Then obviously, you've had Louis van Gaal, who was just boring, didn't really fit United in any way, shape or form. And then David Moyes just wasn't supported or made errors himself. I also think David Moyes made errors himself. I think he.
But now he's having the last laugh. He's having the
Well,
last laugh.
not really.
Fergie's choice was having the last laugh.
Not really. He's not having the last laugh. He fucked up.
I know, but now he's
United.
having the last laugh because he's got West Ham in the top 4 race and Man U's outside the top 4.
No, Aaron, you're chatting shit, mate. There's no last laugh. He fucked up at United. He knows that. The reason that David Moyes is able to be here, succeeding now is because he fucked up at United. Because of that. Because when he fucked up at United, he sacked the backroom staff. Should never have done that. Right? He's overachieved with West Ham, I feel. I do feel that he's way overachieved with West Ham.
I can't remember his spell as manager at Real Sociedad, but I can hardly remember that one.
Shocking, but he again would have learned more from that as well. The thing is, with David Moyes, he made a lot of mistakes, right? But everyone makes mistakes. He made a lot of mistakes. Probably shouldn't have been given the job anyway. Ralph Rangnick is coming in. He's gonna bring a different style of football. It's gonna be effective, but isn't that what the Glazers should be doing? The Glazers saw that Ollie's philosophy, their plan wasn't gonna work, so they got rid of him. They've brought in his successor of Ralph Rangnick and have agreed consultancy basis. Well, he'll probably be sporting director within the summer, provided he's not full-time manager, which would be a bad mistake, by the way.
That's a bad way to go about it. Don't make that mistake again.
So
Exactly.
So I think if United do that,
they've looked football, maybe. But
they've already got one with John Myrtle. I think he'll be sporting director from what I've read and what everyone is sort of saying and the systems that United have already got in place. But in terms of all of that, I think they've made decisions and they've got rid of Carrick, or Carrick has left, however it be, don't really give a shit. They got rid of Ollie. They'll probably end up dumping McKenna maybe back to the under-18s or out the club as well. Phelan, I expect, will also go. But isn't that United's job? Isn't that the Glazers' job to ultimately they saw that there was a problem. They've acted on it again. Some will say too slow. Some will say, they've acted on it. They have acted on it and they've made change. Now, isn't that what they're meant to do?
Yeah, the Glazers should be running the football club like a football club instead of a business. And at the moment, they've made footballing decisions that might benefit them on the pitch. It's now a case of, do you continue that, or do you make ridiculous stuff off the field that will affect it on the field, like you said, Rangnick as permanent manager? That would be a very bad move because he is not there to be permanent manager. He is there to be the interim till the end of the season, try and get the club into the top 4, try and steer them into one trophy like an FA Cup or something if lucky, and then hand the reins to someone else, be the sporting director of the field starting from next season onwards, and then the next manager takes them to the next level. But I still don't trust the Glazers to back Rangnick and back the next manager. I just don't think the Glazers care about United that much.
Do you know how much they spent in the summer?
Money doesn't always talk.
No. Do you want to know how much they
there
spent
was
for
a
Ollie?
PR spin.
One minute. Do you want to know? Right, Aaron, shut the fuck up. Answer the question. Right? How much did Manchester United spend for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the summer?
Over 100 million.
It was 140. Roundabout. If you add on a few wages and all that. 140 million.
Every transfer came with its exceptions.
No, it didn't. Sancho
was a year too late.
Right, no, Sancho wasn't. This whole Sancho was a year too late. No, it fucking wasn't. Dortmund wanted £110 million for Jadon Sancho a year before. No club's paying that in a COVID year. Nah, mate. Sancho was priced out of a move by Dortmund. United could do nothing about that. The Glazers, I'm not defending the Glazers, but they can't do anything if Dortmund are saying we want £110 million for Jadon Sancho. What are United meant to do? Just go in there and just take Jadon Sancho and kidnap him? They can't do that. So they had to ultimately delay it a year. They knew that in a year's time it would be a bit cheaper. They weren't maybe expecting the whole thing to fall flat on their face in terms of Sancho's performances that season, but he would have been cheaper because a year's come off his contract, and the more that years come down off contract, guess what? They become cheaper. Yeah. So you can't justify spending £110 million on a COVID year on Jadon Sancho. You just can't do it, right? There's no There's no club in their right mind that is going to spend that much money on players in a COVID year, except for Chelsea, who had a buffer because of the transfer ban. So that's point one. Point two, Raphael Varane was a bloody good buy. £40 million. £40 million for Raphael Varane is a steal. I know he's been injured.
He's injured at the moment, but I think he was rushed.
He was rushed back by Oli, but he's a bloody good defender, right? World Cup winner, won the Champions League 3 times in a row. He's a bloody good defender. Exactly what you want in that backline. He's a winner. He knows what he's doing. Ronaldo, I agree, was PR spin. Look, will it turn out well? Will it turn out well? I don't know, but he was PR spin. But
he's
the
getting
first
the goals.
the first two, Sancho, Varane, they're very good. So the Glazers back the manager. They put the money available. Joel Glazer doesn't go out going, well, let's go get this player, shall we? Joel Glazer will be like, okay, well. Ed Woodward probably does that, but to be fair, Ed Woodward's also been removed of making football decisions. So to be frankly honest,
he's still in his stay though.
He's not for long. Richard Arnold takes over soon, and Ed Woodward moves to a consultancy basis, which is natural for all directors. When they move on, they become or chief executives, they become a consultant. In case they're needed for advice. So if Richard Arnold goes, oh, Ed, how did you finance the Adidas deal that's got us lots of money? Well, how do you go about that? Ed can then, speak to Richard and be like, well, actually, you do it this way. So it's completely normal for a chief executive to leave and become a consultant. Don't know why David Gill didn't have that option, or why that wasn't maybe given to him. Maybe he didn't want it. Maybe he didn't want that to happen. I don't know. But that is completely normal within businesses. The Glazers back.
The thing I'd like to happen with Glazers in January is I want to see players get moved out that deserve to be. Like, take tonight, for example. Fred needs to go.
Are you joking?
Fred was shit tonight.
He's got 2 fucking assists.
But he still made 2 mistakes.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about?
Fred made 2 mistakes for us.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. He didn't make 2 mistakes. He made 1 mistake where he stood on De Gea's foot, which I actually don't even take that as a mistake. It's accidental. It's hardly like Fred's like, oh, I'm going to tackle De Gea. But Jesus Christ, he's put his foot on the floor. De Gea's ankle's there. It's hardly his fault, right? That's a ridiculous take. What's the second mistake that Fred made?
The second one was not closing down Partey and giving him all the space in the world.
He wasn't the only.
He go in the box for Odegaard.
He wasn't the only fucking person who wasn't there. Where was Scott McTominay?
Well, again, hopefully
why does Fred always get the blame? I'm sick now to my back teeth. Why is Fred the only one in United's midfield that ever gets blamed? I've done it myself where I blame Fred, but why is it now? Why is it even after a good game from Fred? Why the hell does Fred get the blame?
No, it's not just Fred that's getting the blame. Scott McTominay should have launched a tackle and made different mistakes.
Why is the first person you pick out is Fred? The first person.
Because he made more mistakes than Scott McTominay.
No, he didn't. Well, okay, should we talk about the positives of Fred, that he got 2 assists?
Yeah, 2 assists. Brilliant. Any player could do those assists.
Moving on, Evra said MUFC have DNA, have a way to play. Now it's based on magnet style of play. Where's the history of my club? Is this man going to say we are going to play like that? I'm starting to be frustrated. Is he taking the fucking piss? What? So the DNA of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Michael Carrick has been the DNA of Sir Alex Ferguson. Are you fucking joking?
Are you joking?
I don't know if Evra's been smoking crack cocaine or whatever he's been doing in that bloody
Where's the crack
room.
pipe?
I'm presuming he's hotboxed that room. That is a stupid take. That is a horrific take.
That's worse than some of my
absolutely
takes.
That is
That's worse than some of my takes, and that's saying something.
He's had an absolute fucking mare there. He's had a mare. That is an awful take. An awful take. Ragnick's style of play is exactly a Fergie style of play, for goodness sake. In fact,
It's like bringing back the years.
Ragnick's style of play is actually a. Do you know what? It's actually a modern style of play. Modern style of play. And guess what? Manchester United need to modernise quickly.
This is
They
a
have not
modernised
done that.
Ferguson tactic.
So
This is a modernised Ferguson.
I like Patrice Evra, but he ought to shut his mouth. Will United fans care too much to Carrick has gone? No, I don't think they will.
You're going to see a Carrick poster next with another going to Solskjaer poster in the stadium.
No reports have said Carrick was pissed off. I'm not saying that's a direct reason, but I'm saying that could be a reason. McTominay was poor. Carrick is a bigger legend than Ollie. Fred made 2 mistakes but 2 assists, so it evens it out. I'd give him a 7. McTominay a 4.5. Fred has a cool name. I'll go eat bar pizza night. Hi, have fun, you all. Catch you in a bit, Joshy. I hope you're all well, mate. I hope you're all well. But no, I think no, I'm not even going there. But look, we're gonna wrap it up there because I am gonna go. Thank you for coming on, Aaron. Even if you have managed to annoy me with your Fred take and your Glazers take, that's 2 in 1 stream. You're getting good at that.
Mind you, I'm still just as pissed as you about the DNA one.
And it's just a strange comment.
That evens it out a bit more.
No, it's just strange from Evra. It's just I'm reading that and I'm like, but Ollie didn't bring United DNA. Ollie played slow, pragmatic football. That's fucking Fergie did not.
But Matt, can I just say, by the way, I'm not just blaming Fred. Scott McTominay shouldn't have lunged in for challenges. There's other mistakes that were made as well.
Talk to me about that everything. Let's actually talk about that because that's just baffling. Like, what DNA, what United DNA did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer bring in?
I think Solskjaer's DNA was probably just building the foundations. It wasn't exactly, trophy winning DNA.
All right. I would say that this whole development of youth didn't happen under him. Right? He didn't develop the youth.
Mourinho didn't even develop the youth.
No, but Greenwood did. Mourinho did actually develop Greenwood. Might I add? Greenwood actually.
There's just one breakout player per manager because Van Gaal developed Rashford.
Well, no. Do you want to know the best bit? Ollie gets credited for Greenwood, right? Do you want to know the first manager that put Greenwood on their bench?
Mourinho.
Yeah, it was actually Jose. Jose would have loved me.
And Chong as well, but Chong was an unused substitute against Juventus, just to please the fans.
Yeah, Chong. I don't think Chong was ever going to make it.
I don't think Ollie's got that.
In terms of the Greenwood thing with Mourinho, I think Mourinho would have loved a Greenwood. Probably sort of the Greenwood.
I don't
now,
think Ollie's had that breakout youth player like Van Gaal did with Rashford and Mourinho had with Greenwood.
Well, Greenwood's a tough one, right? Because Greenwood sort of came in. He was training with the first team under Mourinho. But it was Ollie that sort of progressed. It's a weird one. I think Ollie and Mourinho. I think Ollie and Mourinho can probably share Greenwood. I think that's probably. I think
Ollie could have had Amad Diallo.
1 minute. No, he can't. He can't have Amad Diallo. He's not come through their youth academy. I'd say I think Ollie and Mourinho can share Mason Greenwood. I think that's probably.
I wonder if Ralph will bring through a nice breakout star.
I think Ralph probably looks at James Garner next year.
Hopefully, Galbraith can escape us and get through the youth academy.
Not anywhere near ready enough. Anyway, he's nearly like 20. What? He's nearly like how old is he?
I think he's like 19, 20, something like that.
I don't think he's ever making it, mate. No offence. If he's at League One Doncaster at the age of 20, mate.
He's captain Northern Ireland under 21, so there's a chance.
That's cute. He should be in the first team in Northern Ireland. Have you seen their team? So that's the.
I think he
that's
was at
ultimate-
one point. I think he was in the Northern Ireland first team.
That's
at one point.
ultimately the thing. I don't think he'll make it. I think a James Garner probably makes it. They need to be in the championship by 20 to really make it. But it's an interesting one. But look, Ralph Ragnick, we'll see what Ralph can do at Old Trafford and with United.
I don't want Van der Beek getting brought on and added time for Bruno Fernandes. I want to see Van der Beek and Bruno in the same fucking lineup.
You could just see those. I don't know if you watched my watch along, but you could just see the substitutions today were pissing me off.
Exactly. Van der Beek and Bruno in the same lineup was just
no. It wasn't even that. I was getting pissed off with. I got pissed off with Lingard coming on. I was like, what?
Oh yeah, Ronaldo. I think was struggling when he came off, so I can see that. But
the Lingard one made no sense. I don't know why in God's green earth you wanted Lingard on that pitch. It made no sense. Then he brought on Martial, and I was like, over Greenwood. Are you taking the piss now?
I can see Ronaldo coming off.
Do you know what? I think Michael Carrick proved a point. Michael Carrick didn't like Greenwood. You could tell that. Michael Carrick's not like Greenwood.
I hope Ralph does like Greenwood.
I'm sure Ralph will, because Greenwood likes to shoot. So Ralph will absolutely adore Greenwood. Well, no, because Ralph has
a bit better into a Ranić system than a Carrick system.
Wolf says, Ollie polished him. That's all. See you now. Big up. Catch in a bit, Wolf. Catch in a bit. I think the thing that Lingard was put on for energy. Well, Greenwood has energy as well. So Greenwood has energy. So Greenwood has energy, and he has more quality than Lingard. So explain that one to me. Martial was put on for hold up play. He can't hold it off. My Lord Jesus. I've seen it. I've seen it because, but I don't believe it. Van der Beek was put on because that's substituting. Not even going to do.
Like I said, with that Martial change, I think I could see Ronaldo coming off because he's struggling. But...
Greenwood recovering from COVID, I suspect, is why he wasn't put on. What, for no games? What, no games under Carrick? No, it was because Carrick is done like Greenwood. You can clearly see that. But moving on, about Ragnick in at United, positive. Should United fans be excited for the Ragnick era? He's the man that sort of made the gegenpress that we see Jurgen Klopp famous Liverpool side doing week in, week out, perfected. But they've actually got the creator of that coming into their club. They've also got a tactical masterclass. Carrick loves Greenwood. Well, you've got no evidence to suggest that. Ollie loved Greenwood, but he had COVID first game, and this week he's had to recover. Plus, he's not had much training. He was on the bench for Chelsea, mate. He's been training all week.
Professional athletes.
So he's had training all week. But Kenny, you've got no evidence to suggest that Carrick loves Greenwood, so don't lie in the chat. But they've got the founder of the Gegenpress. They've got a man who understands tactics, and they've got a man who is arguably one of the best managers that you could get right now in terms of rebuilding a club, and also looking further on it, his work at Leipzig in terms of building and seeing where Leipzig are now. How excited should United fans be, and where should we expect to see United this year? Because I expect top 4 FA Cup and Champions League to get deep into the Champions League. I don't know if they'll win it, but I think they can win an FA Cup. Quarters, semis, Champions League, top 4. That would be somewhat of a successful season. It would be more successful than what Hollywood had delivered.
Yeah, I think if Ralph could give them, I think if they could try their best to replicate a second place finish, even though it would be difficult with Man City, Chelsea, and Liverpool, I think they'll finish. I think their aim is to try. Their aim is to try and replicate second place. I think they'll finish fourth or fifth, but I think they'll try and aim for. They'll try and aim for second, but I think they'll finish fourth.
I think you just nearly made me choke with how far away they are from second. No, I think you just hate Carrick. He's definitely not leaving for being pissed off. Well, you've got no evidence Carrick loves Greenwood, and you can't find any. He's not used him in his 3 times as manager of United, and Carrick is just an absolute nonce. But Ravi never said he wouldn't. But for United. tough one, but ultimately, give me your final thoughts on the Ollie regime. It's halfway down. Ollie's gone and Carrick's gone. 2 more left to go. But what's your thoughts? How would you summarise the era?
I think they were building foundations. I feel like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and co were rebuilding after that torrid season under Mourinho. I think, he did a good job as a temporary manager, then got made permanent, and, he had his bad moments. But overall, I think Ole built the foundations to bring in the good players like your Bruno Fernandes, your Cristiano Ronaldo, your Jadon Sanchez, better players than what we saw under Jose Mourinho, like your Ashley Youngs, your Matteo Darmians, your Andres Pereiras, and the Van Gaal players as well, like your Daley Blinds, etc. So and your Morgan Schneiderlins, I would say that Ollie's brought in better players than Mourinho and Van Gaal. Now it's up to a new manager to take that forward. I think Ollie's prepared them for the next step. In terms of trying to take the next step, he's failed. But in terms of preparing them for the next step, it's been a success. So I think Ollie's still. It's like with us. You can look back on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a playing legend, and then just try not to remember this season, and just remember what he's done for building the foundations and what he's done as a player. So,
do you think there's some fans are saying, yeah, but Ollie was given the ability to do that? Do you think Jose was given a fair crack in terms of, because he wanted Maguire, he wasn't allowed to get Maguire. He also wanted Maguire when he was cheaper. But I think ultimately you could also look that Ollie has gained that trust from the board to allow the changes to happen. So yeah,
he hasn't got the pissing off ability that Mourinho does sometimes. So
yeah, Jose did have a knack for that, shall we say? But ultimately, the Ollie era ends the way it started. Well, with Ollie,
is Ollie going to come in? Is Ollie going to go down the leagues? Is he going to be a Championship or League One manager?
I reckon he probably takes the Norway job, doesn't he?
Oh, that'd be great to see him work with Haaland.
Yeah, Haaland quite likes Ollie, doesn't he?
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, I could imagine.
I'd see. I think Ollie's next job is either in Norway, the Bundesliga, or the Championship.
Nah, I think he's done for English jobs.
For now.
Carrick hasn't said he likes Greenwood. Neither did Ollie. Neither did Jose. Jose and Ollie both said that they like Greenwood. Both of them actually said they love him.
So they should.
So yeah, Carrick has not echoed that and has refused to play him. Now, what's Ralph like in the UCL? I don't know. He hasn't got a great record in terms of. He hasn't got a great record in terms of winning stuff, but he's not been brought in to win stuff.
I was saying about my prediction.
He's not been. 1 minute. He's not been brought in to directly win it. Neither said it. No, they both. But Ollie and Jose both love and have said that they love Mason Greenwood.
I've seen it.
So so have I. But in terms of Ralph Rangnick, he's not been brought in directly. Now, if Carrick didn't like Greenwood, he wouldn't play. Ollie relied a lot on his coaches. Well, no, because Ollie loved Greenwood, so that's why it happened. No, Carrick just doesn't understand football and doesn't like Greenwood. But you were saying, Aaron.
Yeah, like I was saying about my predictions, I think they'll try and aim for second like they did last season, but I think they'll get fourth or fifth. If they can get an FA Cup and at least a semi-final or a quarter-final in the Champions League, then I could see it as a steering process, and then whoever comes in has to aim for at least a Champions League semi-final or final, at least one domestic trophy, and maybe a top four finish.
I hear that. Now, Greenwood wouldn't have played nearly as much as he did. Look, Carrick didn't like him. End of story. See you guys. See you soon, bros. Off to prepare for my last few exams and also Tigers Talk. Great stream once again. And I'll see you tomorrow night. Absolutely. But yes. On that note, I think we are going to wrap it up there. Aaron, any final thoughts?
Well, I'm about to go to bed and dream about Doncaster being in the Premier League for once.
Yeah. Kenny says if Carrick didn't like him and Ollie loved him, he maybe would have played. Yes, but nowhere near as much as he did. You're making dumb assumptions. I'm not making dumb assumptions. Michael Carrick does not like Mason Greenwood. Facts. And that's why that is one of the reasons why Michael Carrick has been sacked, because Ralph Rangnick looked at him and gone, fuck off. I could just imagine Ralph Ragnick met him this morning and went, "Fuck off."
You know that gif of The Simpsons where Grandpa Simpson walks in and just turns right and goes straight back out the door. I think that was Ralph Ragnick meeting Michael Carrick.
He's probably he's walked up to Michael Carrick, shook his hand, and gone, "Fuck off."
I don't want to
You
be
can have
here.
you can have your game today, but you are out of here tonight, mate. Out of here. Get out of here. Like your previous manager has just been sacked, and you're playing the exact same football. Get out of here.
Could you imagine an Australian manager reacting to Michael Carrick? 3-2, Harley, fucking Jesus.
Yeah, Ragnick has sacked Carrick, which is good to see.
Carrick was a decent player, but again, it's just time to move on from the sentimental stuff. Like with us, time to move on to the sentimental.
Yeah, 100%. Basically that's about it. If you are new to the channel and you're still here and you've enjoyed the bit of banter and the bodying of Michael Carrick after he was sacked by Ralph Ragnick, then hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and yes, I haven't bodied Aaron today, apart from on the EFL show. That was different. But most importantly, it's been a really good stream. I've really enjoyed it. But yeah,
I enjoyed watching the game. I think United just edged it in that game. I think Arsenal were unlucky to not to get at least a point if the chance.
I thought Arsenal were diabolical second half, which is why he lost it. But
Aaron,
where can they find you, mate?
Twitter, Aaron_Challoner, Instagram, Aaron Challoner Official, YouTube, Forever Football, DRFC, and Coast to Chow. There will be, I'm sure, more reaction to the news that Richie Wellens was sacked. So I'll probably be on social media a lot this weekend since I'm off work all this weekend, which is great stuff. So back at the Keepmoat on Saturday for the Mansfield game, and then off Sunday to have a look and see what's happening. And then Monday, the 30th of December, I'm at the Keepmoat Stadium. Fingers crossed it's... I might be, depending on what's happening, I might be there for the EFL show on the Monday the 13th, depending on what time this Meet the Owners thing starts. So Keepmoat, it might be 7 o'clock that starts. So I might not be there for the EFL show on Monday after next. So you'll see me next week, but maybe not the week after on the Monday.
Carrick, Chelsea couldn't beat this awful Carrick. Well,
Chelsea are still going to win the league ahead of United.
Yeah, 100%. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching and peace out.